So as I started this video series, I mentioned that it's a truth universally acknowledged that a reading woman in possession of Jane Austen literature must be in want of a costume. And I tell you, I am so happy to have managed to make my Anne Elliot persuasion costume. It was a real hit at Book Week. People could not believe that I'd sewn it completely by hand. Some of the questions that I've been asked is how long did it all take to sew? And truth is, I didn't keep a proper tally of the time that I was using. Of course, a lot of it was being done on the train to and from school. So a few things I can tell you. This dress itself took me just over 2 weeks to sew, but I have to say that was a lot more intensive sewing because I was still recovering from my surgery at the time. So not only did I have probably about 10 hours for the 10 days on the train that I was going to and from school, but I would head home early at the end of the school day and spend a few more hours hand sewing on my seat. And I probably had 3 weekends in all of that with about 8 days each. So that would be 6 8 to 48 hours on the weekends, plus another 10 hours on the train, plus whatever I was doing in the afternoon after I got home from work. So I would probably say this dress, the sewing itself took probably about 65, 70 hours, plus all the faffing around with the cutout and all of those sorts of things. So that was just the dress. The police that I've finally just finished probably took me most of term 3 at school to sew. So if you talk about, mostly it was done on the train for that one. So you're looking at about 10 hours a week over 10 weeks. So, you know, that was probably a good 100 hours of sewing. And then you still got the petticoat, the chemise, this lovely hat, which took me a couple of hours to sort out. You know, I'd probably say even this took about 10 hours with all of the faffing about. So, you know, if you look at the costume as a whole, it really is a labour of love, is the long and the short of it. If you were to ask me what was the most fun thing to sew, definitely doing the dress is fun because it's going to have the most impact. And I really enjoyed matching all the stripes on this one, even if at times it got a bit difficult. The other fun I had was doing these little roses and trying to work out how to get them to work. I was hating the bonnet for a bit early on, but when it started to come together, that's when it got to be the most fun. And this was probably the biggest surprise for me. What am I going to wear for my everyday wardrobe? Definitely the pelisse. So the pelisse is gorgeous and it's going to work as a winter coat for so many different things. It's not too heavy, so it should work for this Queensland winter. We've just come out of winter, so I haven't really had a chance to wear it. Summer is hit with a vengeance, so it'll be another year before I get to wear it again, but it will certainly fit in with my everyday wardrobe. So I'm really loving that with the asymmetrical hemline. What would I do differently is another question. I probably wouldn't do an awful lot differently. I think, look, if I was able to purchase a few bits and pieces, it possibly would have made life a bit better. I might have used a different lining fabric for my pelisse. But, you know, by and large, apart from maybe putting proper tucks on my petticoat, a few of those sorts of things, not a lot. Oh, no, I do know one. What do I like the least? And that's what I would do differently, is my short stays. With the short stays, I didn't end up wearing them for Book Week. And the biggest problem was, even though they were quite short, the boning at the front stopped just where my scar from surgery was. and it had a tendency to dig in really quite annoyingly. So the short stays I probably won't ever wear. And so while they look lovely, I don't know whether I should have tried to do sort of a pair of wrap stays, which I have seen of the time. Possibly long stays would have been a better solution, because at least then it would have sat flat over my belly and that scar there. So that is probably the one thing I would do differently. But having said that, making the bodice petticoat with plenty of support meant that I didn't actually need the stays. So probably that's the thing that I would have done differently next time, and just not bothered with the stays and used the petticoat as the support that I needed for the outfit. I don't know if there are any other questions from all of this. You know, what might have done differently? Well, I might have bought a different pattern from one of the dedicated historical recreation pattern sellers like Sense and Sensibility or Reconstructing History or something like that, just to support the smaller businesses. But having said that, I am really not disappointed at all with the patterns and the adjustments I managed to make for them. So I really can't complain about that. Oh, one other thing I know I would have done differently. With this bonnet, you'll remember that I just sort of folded it over because I thought that I would probably take all this off and reuse it as a normal hat. You know what? I like this bonnet too much, and if you'll excuse the very Regency purple hair, I love this bonnet and I won't be undoing it. It will be living in my wardrobe as a reminder of this Book Week journey that I've been on, and who knows, every year at Book Week I might get a chance to rewear this unless I get interested in making another outfit for next year. You never know. So there we go. Here, let me get her bonnet back on again. Here is my Anne Elliot. Yes, I'm not wearing the police precisely because it's a 30-degree day today, and even just in this, but here's Anne Elliot. Here too is Anne Elliot, and it has been a marvellous journey. I don't regret a moment of it. And I'm looking forward to having other opportunities to wear this outfit. So anyway, thank you for joining me on my Persuasion Anne Elliot journey. It's taken a little longer to wrap up than I thought it was going to, but you know, Book Week's just 1 week, but reading books is a love forever. So keep reading, keep revisiting Jane Austen, and I'm going to see you really soon because I have another series coming up, less historical, more topical, coming up for the month of October. So look forward to that, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Well, here I am, and for the first time in nearly 6 months I haven't been sewing on the train because it is as done as it's going to get for costume day today. Let's see how many funny looks I get.